What's up, guys? It's Sean and welcome to another episode of the Iherng podcast. And today we will answer a question from Alice. Hi, Sean. I am Alice and now 32 years old, just married and now living in Ipoh with my husband and my parents-in-law. So far, so good. I am deciding to buy a property for investment in KL. Due to my salary, which is only 3,000, I can only afford to buy a 300,000 house. But since KL condo are quite pricey, the agent recommended me the project River Park, which is going to be completed in 2026. That is near to Mid Valley with a price of 666,000 for a 812 square feet. They suggested me to take the Maybank house key, where I need to rent 5 years from Maybank with paid interest, around 1,400 to 1,500 a month. And after 5 years, which is 2031, I can decide whether to continue to sign the SPA. The new installment then will be 2,009 a month. I have surveyed the market around South Bangsa for the 2 bedrooms. The rental fees is around 2,500 to 3,300. Can the River Park rental compete with the condos around Bangsa South? Because I'm not familiar with this area. River Park is also quite near to Angkasa Puri KTM station, which is around 200 meters, where the tenant can easily transfer to anywhere, but I'm still scared that the renter cannot support my installment in the future. Since this is my first property, I have zero experience in properties, so hope that Sean can advise me to support my investment decision. Thank you for your time. Have a nice day. So thank you very much, Alice, for the email, and I think it's pretty direct and we will straight away dive into it. 32 years old with a salary of 3,000, living in Ipoh, now try to invest in properties, and the agent recommended River Park, which is located, they call it Bangsa South lah. But if you have been to site, it's a whole different story. So in this email, right, there's a couple of concepts that I should really bring up lah. Number one, why are we still trying to buy properties that we cannot afford? So first of all, I will only encourage people to invest in properties whenever the amount of income is around 5,000, and that's also with a caveat, which means I would hope that you have 6 months at least for emergency fund. If you have a family, you should have more because of the uncertainty of the market today. Number two, you should have protection for your own self. For example, medical card, your life insurance. Don't leave the world with a burden to your loved ones. Also, invest only when you kind of have your career sorted out. Because who knows, if you are still in business or you try to venture into different things that might be your passion, then you'll be in this stage of trying to monetize it, right? You will need some cash on hand to live through it. And a property is not going to help in any other way. Without property investment, right, your life will still be the same. The only effect when you invest in properties, in the short term, you will feel a lot of stress, especially if you are not trained or you're inexperienced. And the benefit will only come like 7 years later, 8 years later. And that's a very unfortunate truth. I realized the importance of investment and I started the channel only around 8 years after I bought the apartment. Suddenly I look into my bank account, the amount of money and equity built is going to be way more than my savings account. So coming to your case, I still do not encourage that you consider property as an investment. If you really were to consider, right, get something cheaper. Although, like for this River Park project, there's this Maybank house keys scheme where they allow you to somewhat rent the unit from Maybank for the first 5 years at a very affordable rate. A monthly payment of 1,500 seems very low for a 600,000 project, but it's not yours. The property is still not yours, but you can rent it out for 3,300. So if you think that you're gonna make money for that 5 years time, where let's say you buy the project, you know what? Let's just play it out, right? Let's say you get the keys. You will need to put in maybe 40,000 to furnish up the unit. After you put in 40,000, the rental is 3,300. Every month you need to pay Maybank 1,500. So every month you earn 1,800 minus maintenance 300, maybe 500, right? Every month you earn 1,300. In the end of the year, you get like 15,600. So year 2, year 3, only you start breaking even for the furnishing cost that you put up front. Then year 4 and year 5, every year you will need to maybe pay one time of agent fee because you need to rent it out. So in the end, right, what do you actually earn? Nothing much. If you really were to tabulate, right, maybe 10,000 or 12,000 in 5 years time. But if you think about it, who makes the commission? The agent makes the full commission. I'm not saying that he's bad, but he's objective driven. Ultimately, he just wants you to sign on the dotted lines. But if you think about it, if I can afford, which is on year 5, then year 6, right? It will go back to 2009, which is almost your entire salary for today. 5 years from now, maybe you earn 4K, maybe 5K. 3K goes to a property in KL while you are in Ipoh. Does that make sense? Then the second thing to highlight here is the absence of that site visit experience. A lot of people still do not or refuse or just don't have access to check out the site. I've encountered so many different people coming to me saying that, Sean, thank goodness I visited the site. When I go and check out the sales gallery, everything seems nice. Until I go to the site, it's next to the sewage treatment plant. It's right in front of the sewage treatment plant. Then some is right in front of a school. Then some is right in front of a train station. And for train station, there's also a difference where are you next to the track or are you next to the stop? Huge difference. All I'm saying is you are about to commit yourself into a commitment. In your case, this house key is going to take like 5 years. Then Bangsar South can fetch 3,003 for apartments with walking distance to the office. Then it makes sense. But for non-walking distance, then can or not. Sometimes you see, right? Yeah lah, in distance is 200 meters, but have you actually walked the site? I must tell you the site condition. Compared to the rest, the price is still reasonable, but looking at your income, should you go for it? What's wrong with properties of 300,000? What's wrong with properties of 380, 400,000? If a lot of people say don't have already, right? You just punch in iProperty or Property Guru website, you go look for apartments. Yes, it might not be something that you want to stay in, you would be comfortable in. As long as a rental can cover the installment, is a great investment that's within your affordability. And just in case you lose your job, and just in case accidents happen, touch wood, right? And just in case OPR goes up again, you will be absolutely fine. And I realize I have not done my very best in pushing this idea out, right? Invest prudently versus invest aggressively. A lot of people might think that, Sean, you keep buying, but based on my very painful experience of not being able to pay, so owing 5 banks, enrolling into AKPK, looking for blood campaigns actively to feed myself, that very painful experience taught me one thing, and I applied that all around now. Even when crypto market crash, I'm fine. When OPR increase, I'm absolutely fine. So in your case, at least I would discourage you from getting the property for several reasons. Number one is beyond your affordability. You are almost putting more than half of your salary today for a property that you don't actually need. Like if you think about like 30 years down the road, then it's going to make you rich. Then it's going to be like a saving plan. Okay lah, but you're going for house keys, a scheme that is supposed to help people build families. So this will help them build their records a little bit so they can afford the loan later. It's for their home. Bo pian, they really need it. For you, it's an investment property. So why go through the hassle? Then in 5 years' time, if you do all the calculation, right? All the hassle for 10K or 12K net profit in 5-6 years' time, right? In this case, because you still need to take into account the construction period, so it's going to be 8 years' time. You lock down your credit today. 8 years down the road, only you think like whether should you buy or not. And when it's converted into 2009 and when your salary is 3,000, how confident are you that you can double your income by then? If you don't have that confidence, should you then take the risk of owning it? Yes, you can always cancel the purchase and you know what? At year 5, you make 10,000 out of 8 years effort. But if you were to convert it, the 3,300 rental, then it makes sense for the 2009 monthly installment. But that 3,300 for 2 bedders in Bangsar South also has a gap because you have not been to the site. And for this next thing that I'm going to say, right, I'm not hating on them, but it's on our very own responsibility as consumers, right, to always consider both ends. Why are you taking investment advices from people that will benefit from your investment? Of course, they will say you can afford. Of course, they say you will have certainty. Of course, they say this, say that, so that they get paid. Is there anything wrong with it? No, because I was one of them. Should they then discourage you to buy? No, it's not their duty. It's our very own responsibility to actually do our due diligence, to always do your own research. If today you're making 8,000 or 10,000, right, is this investment a good investment? Yes. Just because you can afford the downside of things. Now, if there's anything, let's say another 100 basis point increase for OPR. So many people will be suffering, unfortunately. And I guess that's the lesson for today. I will encourage you to look for something else within your affordability. So let's say 3,000, right? I think your DSR only allows like maybe 60%, which means you can only use 1,008 for a monthly installment for a loan, and you pay with 1,008. So 1,008, how much loan that you can afford, which is going to be around a 300,000 apartment. Go look for a 300,000 apartment that will have rental that covers the installment. If you don't want to go that route, invest in yourself so you can increase your monthly income first, because it's just easier when you have some money in the bank, which allows you to have some allowance to lose, especially when you are married already. Why go all in? Why take all the risk? And with that, I think that's all for this episode. Thank you very much for your emails. Thank you very much for sharing the story. I guess this will be a very good reminder for a lot of borderline people, right? People that's between affordability and not, should I take the risk or not? Well, everybody is different. Just something great to think about in the end of the day, right? And with that, thank you very much for watching. For those who still have any questions regarding real estate, do just email me at taniherng@gmail.com, or you can just DM me on Instagram, Iherng, and I will see you on the next one. Ciao.